All right, guys, today is the 19th of February, 2026. CRAZII Global Market Talk with KEL. CRAZII anytime, anywhere. Now, as usual, I will always start with the fundamentals and news around the world. And of course, if I tap into some external stuff like market valuation and stuff that's extra for you, not every day will I do that. And of course, and after that, we do the technical analysis, for using the CRAZII indicator. All right. Thank you guys again, Mr. An, from all the way from Vietnam. All right. Okay, so let's begin. Make sure that disclaimer apply as usual. Please do your risk assessment before trading. Okay, that's very, very important. Yeah. Okay, so let me just share my screen right now with something interesting, a news site. Okay, here we go. Now, on the news front, today we have ARM shares edge higher as NVIDIA sell entire stake in company. So that basically pushed ARMs higher. And oil price jumped by 4% after Vance says that Iran ignore key US demands. Now, I told you yesterday that Iran will likely ignore, and it really happened. And now military strikes on the table as expected. So I've been telling people to buy oil since 2 weeks ago. I said that oil will go up, and it's happening. And they asked me the question, what made you think oil will go up? And I told them the same thing. Look, copper is always the first to go up. Then it will follow by gold. Now we saw copper going up, we saw gold going up. So the last commodity that yet not see all-time high, it will be crude oil. I'm very optimistically telling you that I believe crude oil will hit $80 by end of this year. Okay, how and why? Definitely is not due to a demand of the economy. It's likelihood due to something else. Okay, so I think you heard me loud and clear on this. I'll let you decide. Now, the Fed official minutes. Now, yesterday, the minutes came at 3 a.m. Singapore time. And very interesting. I thought that it was just going to be a normal thing. That I was wrong. Because the minutes came out and apparently there was a split camp between both parties. Okay. One party says that we should cut interest rate. Okay. So that is one camp, expected camp. Now, there's another party who says that interest rate should stay. I mean, that is also expected. But there's something they actually mentioned. They said that there might be a chance that they may consider to hike interest rates if inflation fail to stay down. Now, this is very interesting because it has never been occurred to many people, except myself, that there will be a chance of hiking interest rates, correct? So the thing is this, by having the Fed officials, some of them actually hands up and says that there's a necessity of interest rate hiking if the inflation goes up. So earlier I told you, right, about Iran oil and stuff like that. So what you don't understand my point? So the thing is this, whether it's coincidence or not, but we always seem to see the facts, right? Back in 2009 to 2013, all right, I remember that very clearly. After the Lehman crisis, we have a sell down in the market, then followed by a very strong rise in commodity because the dollar depreciated, right? Because the US spent a lot of money by printing a lot of money. And then after that, with crude oil price shoot all the way up, remember, to $147 per barrel. I remember that very clearly. So the thing is this right now, what we are seeing from the Fed, who probably knows things way ahead of us, is saying the same thing here. So now that is why I'm very, very sure that the oil price will likely steadily go up. Now, if there is going to be just murmuring of this, would that mean gold will come down? Because gold will only go up due to a lower dollar. Now, if there's going to be any hypothesis of having a interest rate hike, that will push the dollar higher, right? Now, I don't think there will be a chance of interest rate hiking, at least for now. Why? Because a few months later, okay, the new Fed chairman will come in. And I don't think he will allow that, even though he's a hawkish guy, FYI. Right? So it's very interesting for Donald Trump to actually, employ him. Not too sure what's the real reason, but nonetheless itself, right, this is going to be very, very interesting. All right. So last night, the US market, let's take a look. The S&P rose because of NVIDIA. All right. And of course, the Fed outlook uncertainty. So the NVIDIA share went up by 1.6% on the heels of Meta platform announcing Tuesday that they're going to use millions of NVIDIA chips. All right. So AMD got hit by this because AMD was supposed to be the one assisting this Meta. Now, okay. Now, oil price, as you see again over here, okay? All right, you can see that, wait, I do this first, yeah? Investor mull over the minutes of the Fed general meeting, which revealed that the participant largely approved of the central bank decision to leave interest rate unchanged. However, officials were divided on the direction of the monetary policy thereafter. Now, you notice this, they did not talk about details. Okay, very interesting. Yeah. Okay, and of course, oil price went up, as I said earlier. So if you want to look at the minutes itself, right, you can go to this one. I'll put into our CRAZII news channel, and apparently it's two-side description. Okay, very interesting. Now, oil price went up, as I said again, because of Van said that the Iran ignored key US demand. I'll put this all into our CRAZII news channel. All right, now, the thing is this for today. Let's see the news for today. We went through the FOMC meeting at 9:30 Singapore time. Philadelphia Fed Manufacturing Index is going to be out. Apparently, the previous was 12.6, and this time around, there's a slash down to 7.5. Very, very low number. Interesting. And jobless claim, previous was 227, and now they're looking at a slightly lower number. Okay, because we have a very strong ADP and this non-farm payroll. So maybe that is the reason. Okay, but the thing is this, whatever it is now, news is going to be put aside because everybody is focusing every day on up and down. So I want to share something very interesting with you before I go to the margin depth thing. Yeah. Now I remember I saw a YouTuber say that Hillary Clinton has been selling shares since last 2 months, right? If you've seen that video, please send to me. So I did a Google search this morning just to double check and give it to you. I kind of realized that I don't find any article, no video, no article saying that she sells shares. So I went to ChatGPT, and apparently nothing. And I go to Hillary Clinton's husband, maybe she sold through her husband. I also see nothing. Oh my God. Okay. So this is something that we all learn. Okay. There's many ways to really cover. And apparently so it seems to be. Now, of course, I may be wrong, I may be dreaming, but I kind of believe that I saw the article and I saw a few articles, in fact, on this particular part. But again, well, interesting. All right, now yesterday we talked about the margin depth is very high. Yes, yesterday the margin depth. I talked about the buffer indicator. Today I want to share with you another few more indicator. And the next one I want to share with you is the price earning ratio. Now this one, again, is under currentmarketvaluation.com. Yeah, I paid membership for this. Now we are at a strongly overvalued position. And you can see that based on February 13. Now, FYI, if you actually go to this currentmarketvaluation.com, if you download that, you only get 3 months ago data. The one that I'm having now is the latest, most updated by them. As a matter of fact, they'll update tomorrow. So, I mean, the next day I will show you. Yeah, 13 February 2026. The standard deviation now is 2.2 standard deviation. All right, it's really at a very high level. The last time we saw this was back in year 1999 with the Nasdaq crisis. Okay, so where we are right now, we are almost considered the second highest point since 1999. So this price to earning ratio, you can go to details. In short, it's just basically telling you that now the price and the valuation is not equivalent. So it's overboard. Okay, so of course, if you compare to year 2020, whereby a lot of money pumping in, we're still below. So based on PE Cape 10, we're at a high level. Based on the current from the average, we're at a high level. And the current position right now, you can see that, wow, really crazy. Back in 2000, back in 2022, now where we are right now is at a very heavy, strong upper band. So all these actually tells me that next 3 to 4 months, there could be some potential pullback. Okay, so this is one of them. The other one, I'll show to you, that one is they put it under valuation model. The next one is a recession model. All right, the yield curve. Now the yield curve, as we know about the curve being inverted, all right, you can see right now the yield curve already start to spread downwards. So that basically tells you a lot, because if you look into historical pattern, okay, let me show to you now, give me a minute. Whenever the things start to go downwards, you can see start to go downwards. It is almost 100% that we will see a recession. Yeah, it's almost 100% that we will see a recession. You can see from the shaded gray area at the back. So what you can see right now is the same thing. All right. So we are already way down from the top, but yet there's no recession, what they call, sight. Very interesting. Is either the indicator is spoiled, or somehow someone refused to acknowledge, or somehow someone is holding up the market. That's going to be very interesting. Okay. So you look at the theory, the Fed fund rates and stuff like that, we can see it's very clear the Fed fund rate is coming down. We all know that when they do that, it's because there's a problem with the economy, not the other way around. So usually an economy is doing well, the interest rate actually goes up, not go down, because you want a stronger dollar, right? So the narrative is very clear. Something is very wrong somewhere. All right, the system itself doesn't really show us. So if we do this yield spread right now, it's increasing. And again, when you see it increase itself, you're going to see a recession, okay? So since 1970 to 1960s, until now, we have more than what they call 60 years of data. Come on, guys. Cannot be now, then we have a problem or we have a changeover. So guys, we definitely is actually at the very edge of a potential economic crisis. But because the stock market now is still pushing up, the dollar printing is still there, so we are still not ready to let the Fed lady sing. But once she sings, I think it's going to be pretty bad. So guys, if you want to have more on this, you can go and pay for it. It's very cheap. It's like $99 per year, US dollar, yeah? So you can try it. It's a very good, I mean, for marketing, for presentation, you can consider having it. Okay. All right, so that is what we have for the fundamental, right? Let's go to technical, shall we? Okay, now let's look at technical first. Let's look at gold. Gold is one of the favorite current, market right now. So that's why some people ask me, KEL, how come you start with gold this time around? If you realize this have changed over from Dow to gold because Dow been pretty flat, all right, on the top, but gold have been pretty volatile. Okay, gold this morning, opening price is 49.75, okay? Now, MLP today is 49.27. Now, by default, it's actually bullish, right? By default, yeah? By closing, by opening above MLP is usually bullish, okay? Take note of that. Then the thing is this, we have a very strong support at MA30. MA30 is moving average 30, it's simple moving average 30. And this morning, you can see that the market has already touched base on it and recovered several times, okay? So take note again. Now, there is a KCL 48.78 that was created yesterday, and that's why yesterday the gold recovered and bounced up, show that the KCL is very important. And the main driver is now the KSI, the KCX, the big boys index, and the retail index, both showing some bearishness. Okay, so now how do I ascertain with this? It is very clear right now that our candle is red. So it will favor sell when the market is below OP. Take that. Number two, now the nearest support is not MLP, it's actually MA30, which is now is about to trade it again. 49.63 is a very important support level. If the market stays supported, no problem. It will be a buy. But if the market breaks below the MA30, that's it. Selling will definitely come in. And based on this chart right now, I can almost seize it. If the market breaks MA30 later, convincingly, the downside to MLP 49.27 is going to be very high. Okay? And we can see at the moment right now, the KCB 48.78 is actually stacked together with our KSCL. So that will become a very strong magnet. So I have this feeling right now, if the market is going to push the agenda of potentially an interest rate hike, if the US crude oil goes up, that means that if crude oil goes up, right? Crude oil goes up, inflation goes up, right? So what happened to the dollar? All right, the dollar will likely be forced to go up. And if the dollar goes up, gold will come down. Now, if gold comes down, then there's a high chance it'll touch the MLP. But of course, you'll say, okay, wait a minute. If the Iran has a war ongoing, then there will be a buying interest on gold, right? That is interesting, correct? So now we have a fight of fundamentals. We have a fight from the Iran side, we have a fight from the interest rate side. So the question is this, let's see what fizzles out first, okay? So this is going to be a very interesting paradox here, whereby traders, you need to watch the opening price very closely. If the opening price tells you that the market is going to go down instead, the MA30 most likely will be traded, okay? So 4963, please guys, take note of this number. If you are a buyer, buy above it. If you're a seller, sell below it, okay? That is something that you can consider. All right, let's go to the 5-minute chart and I'll show you more into details, yeah? 5-minute. Okay, let's go through the 5-minute chart of this morning. Now, this morning, 5-minute chart, right? I had my first buy and sell this morning. Now, this morning, the opening price is here. Okay, all right, opening price is here. So very fast, you can see the market touched the MA30, right? Very early, it touches MA30 and rebounded. So that is where I thought that the market is supported, right? So when the market has the stacked diamond, yellow candle, I bought here, okay? Nothing, no shame about it, I bought there. Okay, so I was expecting gold to go up very soon. Then I have a problem here. You notice that? Okay, now this is KTR plus 1, right? KTR plus 1, and the level itself is at 4995, okay? Now the OP, as we know earlier this morning, right, is about 4978, right? Okay, so the thing is this, take these two numbers, add together, 4978 plus 4995, add together, divide by 2, you get here, right? So when I saw the market basically hit the KTR plus 0.5 with the KSI green, with the KCX black, and then the market pull back, I know for sure that this upside is fake. Can you understand now? So because of that, right, I waited a while, and when the market goes below the OP, I cut my long position, I turn short instead. And then after that, I know the MA30 is right here, so I know that the market will stop there. And truth be told, within less than 10 minutes, boom, the share came, the gold came down, hit the MA30, close exactly at MA30. Now this is crazy because these numbers are all already mentioned in the morning at 6 a.m. sharp. All right, and sorry, 7 a.m. Singapore time. And straight away, the market just stopped there as if that they know it happens. So I bought back my short position and I saw the price bouncing around, bouncing around. And then after that, I noticed that the green dots are all coming together. That is a typical sign that we have a potential movement very soon, either up or down. So we can see very clearly the market chose up instead, but now it's blocked by OP again. Interesting. Now again, you can see a lot of boys are buying, but the price not really going up. So two take here. One, the market breaks above OP and you fly to the sky to the price of 4995. Okay, that will be the optimistic point. The pessimistic is that the market now, even with the market buying and it still can't go up, then the selling should come down to KTR minus 1 at 4955. So personally, it's right. I'm favoring a little bit to one side. Guys, what is your side? How many of you think that go to 4995? How many of you think that go down to 4955? Please let me know in the comment box right now. What do you think so, guys? What do you think? Market going to 4995 or 4955? Interesting, yeah? Let me know in comment box, guys. Key round, go to the comment box and key what do you think will be happening today. All right, we have Dallin who takes this 4955 first. Angeline says, let me see. Angeline says, down first, then up again. I cannot believe by that too. Okay, Louis says that 4955. Anthony 4995. Susan Tan 4995. Daryl 4955. Okay, I'll be a split cam, yeah. Now my take. Okay, for 1 minute. My take is 49552. Then possible, wait, let me keep finish this. Possible KTR minus 2 and rebound. Okay, I'm just giving you my personal take here. So I suspect this will happen. Let me explain this myself. Okay, so this is how I see my chart here. Okay, now you can see that MLP is close by. I suspect we will see this bouncing again, then it smashed down, all right, and hit MLP and then maybe recover. Something like that, okay? Something very similar to Angeline, you just said. All right, this is my personal take. I don't know whether Hold on. Now, can you hear, guys? Okay. Now can. Okay. Not too sure what happened. Okay. Maybe the boys doesn't want me to tell you some secret. Okay. So let's go back again. The opening price for the Dow Jones today is 49623. The MLP 49596. So we are very nearby MLP, yeah, today. Okay. First of all, we are having a bullish positioning. Why bullish? Because the market now is above MLP, check. The market is above MA30, check. The boys are buying, check. The retail are buying, check. Okay, so we have a very bullish sentiment. Okay, that is very clear. But we have the candles are red color. That means that on average itself, the market is not very optimistic. Okay, so it's a bit of like tight in between. Now, take note, today is a doji directional day. Now, some of you may argue that the body is not too small, right? But don't worry, it's a mathematical formula. The body, for us doji, the body size cannot be more than 15% of the entire wick. So maybe on visual, you may not accept this as a doji, but under CRAZII, it is a doji. So doji directional day means that there will be two camps here. One, the market go up first, then sell down, or the market goes down first and rally at the back. So this is A and this is B. So based on what we're seeing right now, the motion looks more like an A, whereby the market now is going up. So if the market pulls below OP later, today afternoon, when, then there'll be some selling. But of course, again, as long as above OP, we stick to the buy position, yeah? Okay, so now the thing is this, above OP is a buy, and now we are having some support at pivot 2. So let's check the 5-minute chart and see how exactly we're going to expect the market to perform. Now, end of the day, we are just speculating here. We will let the market decide, okay? So let's see now, okay? First of all, we have the market sideways and firming above OP. That's a fact. And we have a very strong support at pivot 2, as you can see, very strong, which is stacked to the MLP. So which means that very clearly that if the market stay below OP, and if breaks MLP, it will break pivot 2. This will give a very strong sell all the way down to KTR -1 at 49,437. And the law of attraction, MA30, is just below us, just above us in this case. Hence, therefore, it's going to be a strong magnet to pull it down. On the flip side, if the downward swap itself, then the upside of 49,810 will be the first target. So you can see that for us, for CRAZII, you don't need to do many things. You just have to follow the rules and ask yourself, okay, now above OP, yellow candle, stick to the buy, and you're done. If the market's below OP, right, your red color candle goes down, stick to the numbers on the screen, just sell towards that. It's as simple as that. So now Dow Jones, if you're a buyer right now, your target will be 49810, okay? As simple as that. But if you're a seller, no, you can't sell now because it's above OP. You just wait for the price to go below OP, turn red color candle, then you sell, okay? It's as simple as that, yeah? You don't need to think too much. Okay, so we covered gold, we covered Dow. Okay, we'll do a quick one on silver. And we'll do Bitcoin at the end of today's session. Now, silver, same thing, guys. I've never called you to buy silver because silver now is on a downward trend. And very clearly, the boys are selling, the retail are selling. Please don't buy any silver at the moment right now. For speculation, short time trade, yes, in out, no problem. But to buy for long term, wait, okay? Now, silver upside will be 79, 75. Downside today, 73, 73. So this is the range for silver today. No movement at the moment. Do not need to engage fire. Just wait for a while, okay? So silver, just take a break, yeah? All right, now oil, you can see very clearly oil has rallied. Now, 2 days ago, when I say that oil, there's a very strong support here. It happens again. And now we had a breakout. And the color change, CCRY, red to yellow, has happened. Combined with KSI green and above MA30, MA200. So this is a very bullish signal because by closing at 65, it's above the MA30, right? And also above MA200, right? So this is very bullish. So that's why crude oil to go up to, okay, hold on, yeah. the crude oil to go up to $66.86 today, it is actually very possible. And once the market get a little bit heads up on the fear of a potential war again, of course, the speculation can come in, gold will go up again. And then after that, you have stock market pulling down, blah, blah, blah. So this context is always happening. And I told you guys, I told you before, it happened again previously, just around here. Remember this period back in April, May, that was last year. I told you the same thing. And I told you once the KSI turns green, that was one of the reasons why I looked to buy. And today it has already happened. And of course, the Iran war came in back then in last year, April to May. They went all the way to $76. And that was where it basically created this inflation issue. So do I think it will happen again? Yes, I think so. $69 will be my first target this time round. And then after that, the next target can be as high as $77. Okay. So I am bullish on oil. I am looking to buy some oil, and I think that oil will go up in the near future. But of course, again, this is very speculative. And if you look at the VIX itself, the VIX is actually trading higher too. Let me show you VIX in a moment. On here. Where's my VIX? Here we go. Okay, hold on. VIX is not inside my CRAZII. Hold on a minute. Let me bring VIX to you. Okay, so you can see that VIX has went up from the low end. VIX was trading at somewhere around here at 16. That was back in January. I mentioned for a buy at 18, and it went up. We bought some over here, and now we are at 20. So most likely VIX will go up higher. It will test slightly 23, 24 by this week if the Iran thing start to come in. Okay. All right. So given take. All right. I'll leave it for you to decide. But then the view has been pretty clear. And last but not least is Bitcoin. Now, I'm very, very pessimistic of Bitcoin. I've been telling you guys on this. I think Bitcoin will see some selling in the near term. Again. Okay, so Bitcoin, as you can see, now Bitcoin has been coming down since here. Last year, this year, January, I called for sell in Bitcoin. And all the way from 96,000, it had dropped all the way to 60,000. It rebounded, but you can see it's a very clear downtrend method. And the KSI, the KCX are all very negative. So there's a very high chance we'll see 59,000 in the near term, okay? Now, of course, there's a lot of buying at the moment right now. Michael Salo is buying a lot. I understand that. He has to buy. He has no choice. He has to buy. But the question is this, can he sustain it, all right? So guys, we'll do more update tomorrow. I wish you all the best in trading. This is KEL signing off. Take care and have a great day. Bye-bye.